So this has been one of the biggest problems of the entire lake effect event. Semi-trucks, they came off the interstate because I-90 was shut down. So this is Highway 62. It goes north and south from Buffalo. And the semis, well, they get stuck. They lose momentum. They got stuck in all the snow. There's hills coming in off overpasses and any sort of incline elevation. If you don't have proper chains or the right kind of vehicle, well, you get stranded. And there is just a line of semis and cars blocking this, stretching for miles in either direction. Some of these drivers having to stay for hours, overnight even, in their trucks because there's just nowhere to go. And they're getting into actually deeper snow. A little bit south of here is Orchard Park. Orchard Park is where they had over 66 inches of snow in just 24 hours, breaking the all-time state record in 24 hours here in New York. It is chaos, a maze of mayhem, as we call it, trying to get around any sort of streets. This is blocking the effort to clear the streets with the plows because responders are having to get these trucks moving one by one with heavy equipment, and you can see how this is going to take quite a while. The Bills were supposed to be playing the Cleveland Browns here tomorrow, but the NFL moved the game. And it was probably a good idea. I mean, this is record-breaking, 77 inches and counting snowfall. But it was not a popular decision among Bills fans. A lot of people online saying the Bills Mafia would have cleared everything out. Well, I spoke to some fans who were digging out.
Well, let's be realistic. Maybe these people don't live here.
To get everybody fill up that stadium like we want to, and we could do it, but if it hits again, I don't think we could have, and it's probably smarter that they did it that way.
I think it's the safest for everybody involved. I just don't see how they could move the snow properly or where they could even put it.
I think they could have done that. It's the people to get here.
Yeah, the people would have been difficult. It probably would have been pretty dangerous.
There can be some controversy when you get such large numbers when it comes to snow, and snow is notoriously difficult to measure. A good example of this is where I am here in this park. Look at this chain link fence. That's something, no matter where you live, you can relate to the height of this fence. Well, see the snow level right here on this fence, and then how much higher I am just standing in the middle of this park. Ridiculous amount of snow. But the problem with snow is when it gets to a certain height, the weight of it alone compacts the snow down, which makes measuring difficult. Then you add in the distance, you can see the wind whipping a lot of the snow around. Well, that's moving a lot of the snow from that top layer, eroding it down, which also impacts the measurements. But you can look around at everyday items like these swings barely swinging above the snow here. The playground equipment alone buried. People, their homes and side streets also just buried in feet of snow, making it difficult. A lot of folks still not able to drive anywhere, even though the main roads are getting cleared by heavy equipment.
I mean, this is something I picked up from 2013, 2014. Yeah, there's no hopes of driving, although it seems like it's getting better right now. But yeah, saw somebody doing the same exact thing with their groceries or gas so yeah.
Work smarter, not harder.
They showed the way, all I had to do was follow, so yeah.
So I'm right in the swath of the 70+ inch snowfall between Hamburg and Orchard Park, New York, south of Buffalo. And with all of this snow, you expected to see structure collapses, and this is what we're seeing here in these greenhouses. You can see the weight just absolutely collapsing the plastic roof of these greenhouses. Inside there are Easter bulbs, according to the folks who work here. For every inch of snow, typically that's a little over a pound of weight. And unfortunately, that's what happens when you have over 70 inches. In a weaker structure like this, you get the collapse.
And what happens is that if it can't melt it fast enough, it creates a lot of weight with the moisture, and the water has nowhere to go, and then it just collapses.
How many collapsed here?
I think 6 out of 11, I believe. Something like that, yeah.
Countless plants, and there's more being threatened as well. Even after the snow has stopped to fall, that weight just keeps compressing down on it. So how much snow did the Buffalo area get? Well, kids could literally slide down a hill in their front yards. Massive front-end loaders, the only way to move the amount of snow that was dumped into Orchard Park, New York with this historic lake effect snow machine. Here at the Orchard Park Historical Society, they're gonna have to add another chapter to the long line of systems just like what we just experienced. This, though, again, its own chapter in history because it smashed the state snowfall record in 24 hours with the amount of snow that was dumped here. Measurements of 77 inches here in Orchard Park. Believe it or not, a lot of longtime locals do.
I mean, we had the 7 feet, what was it, 8 years ago? But this was in 24 hours. We got over 5-6 feet in 24 hours. So this was definitely bigger.
So as a Western New Yorker, as a Buffaloanian or whatever.
I've lived here my whole life. This is the most we've gotten in one day, ever.
Absolutely. It was higher than my truck. This is an F-350, and it was taller than my truck. It was higher than my truck. I had to plow my way through I don't know how many different places, but you know, even a pickup truck with a plow is useless. You need a tractor like this vehicle here, you know, just to get places opened up.
So was this a record snowfall?
This was a record. I think we had 71 inches here in Orchard Park, Hamburg. This is Hamburg. But yeah, I believe it was 71 inches.
74 was the last I saw. So
was it? Okay, yeah. Close to it then, yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of storms, lived here my whole life, but never seen anything like this in one day.